first question from this topic I have taken from the textbook, which is self-exercise 2.1. Right? So let's discuss some of the questions here, and let's use some of the methods that I've discussed with you all in the previous video. Alright, so for the first question, it says find the limits for each of the following functions when x is approaching to 0. So if I look at part A, right, this one technically we can use the most straightforward method, which is substitution, right? So this one we can use the value 0, sub into the function, and we'll get the answer, which is -3. Okay, very straightforward. But here I like to let you all know is that when I substitute the value, right, make sure here don't write LIM anymore, the limit. Okay, reason is because you have already used this one where the x is approaching to 0. You have already sub 0 inside. Okay, so please do not write LIM here. Right, so this substitution method you can apply it for all the questions in part 1 and 2a and 2b. And the rest of the questions we can use substitution method because if you substitute the values, the approach values inside this function, you can see that all these denominators are all 0. Okay, so yeah, we need to use the special ways, the special methods to help us solve these limits. Okay, so one of it is Factorise. So let's choose 2c, okay, and let's solve this one. So here we have a quadratic function here, okay, in the numerator. So we can use calculator to split this up. Okay, so we will get x plus 3 and x minus 2, and then we can cross off the things which appear in the numerator and the denominator, x plus 3. Okay, and then we can use this limit, substitute inside this function. Okay, again, please do not write the limit once you use the value, substitution the value. Okay, so here we'll get -5 as our answer. Right, next example, let me choose 3b. Okay, so here numerator and denominator both are quadratic functions. Okay, so this one we need to use calculator, factorize both, which we will get this. Right, so as you can see here, we have x minus 3 in the numerator and denominator. So you can cross off, and then you will notice that this denominator you can substitute 3 already because it is not 0 anymore. Alright, so substitute the 3, we don't write the LIM here, right? So here if you simplify, you get 2/7. And the next method we have seen is rationalize. Okay, so let me use 2f as an example. Okay, so rationalize here means we need to remove the square root. Okay, remove the square root. So here we need to multiply the conjugate. So conjugate here means the opposite of this value which is 1 plus square root 2x plus 1, because here is minus. So here let me show you how do we cross multiply, and I like to let you all see what is the end result. Okay, so this one 1 multiply 1, 1 multiply square root 2x plus 1. This one is become minus 2x plus 1, and this one, these two values are actually the same and both of them have square root. So if same value, both have square root, you multiply, square root will disappear. So it will be 2x plus 1 only. So you can see here, this middle part, both of the values is the same, it's just the operation is different. One is positive, one is negative. So technically these two will cancel off, meaning will become 0. So the only thing left is 1 and this thing at the back. Okay, but the denominator, right, do not change anything. You just remain this 1 plus square root 2x plus 1 inside. Don't have to cross multiply. Okay, don't have to. So here we can simplify the numerator, okay, to become 2x. Okay, but this one I need to factorize the x out first, okay, because here I can cross off x for both sides. So imagine I didn't factorize, which is like something like this. If I substitute 0, the whole thing will become 0, even though I have already multiplied. So yeah, x cross off, then we can substitute 0 inside here, and eventually we'll find our value, which is 1. Alright, so let's do another example of 3b. Okay, here again the same thing. Find the one we have the square root, multiply its conjugate. So this one is minus, this will be plus, and we need to multiply for above and below. Okay, so again, if we cross multiply, 3 will become 9. 3 times this square root will become 3 square root x plus 9. This one is minus 3x plus 9. And again, these two have the same value, have square root, so if I multiply, square root will disappear. So again, these two values will eventually cross off, become 0. And for the above, because this one does not have square root, same as this one, just remain the square root. This 3 plus square root x plus 9, just remain. Okay, so let me simplify the one in the denominator, and you'll get negative x. So again, if we substitute 0 now, denominator will still become 0. So what we need to do is to cross off some things, which is this x and this x. So here will become negative 1, which will not be affected by this anymore, because there's no x here. Okay, so now we can safely substitute 0 inside this function, and we will get the final answer is negative 30. Right, technically, these kind of questions, right, have a sneaky way to actually help you all to double check your answers. Okay, so for example, right, if I type this inside my calculator, okay, then if I let my a as, let's say, this limit lah, which is negative 3, okay, it will show math error. This is normal. Okay, so what we can do to double check our answers, right, is instead of putting negative 3, we put a value which is very close to negative 3. For example, 2.99999. Okay, you can see that it reveals an answer, right, negative 5, which is same as our calculation. So this is one of the ways that we can double check our answer. Okay, same goes to rationalize. Those questions which use rationalize method. Okay, so let me type in the function. Okay, same thing as well. Don't put 0. Put something which is close to 0, like maybe let's say negative 0.00001. Okay, as you can see, this answer and this answer is the same. Okay, if you round off, it should be negative 30, right? So this is one of the ways that we can double check our answer lah.